Welcome to video 3.3c, More CPCTC. All right, so I've got two examples, examples 1 and 2. Let's get right to it. Example 1, given circle P, prove that segment AB is congruent to segment CD. So sometimes I like to just find out what I'm trying to do, so I'll put a little question mark here and a little question mark there. Well, it looks like those are parts of triangles, so why don't I first try to get the triangles congruent, then I can use CPCTC to get the parts. If you're a visual person and aren't seeing things right away, you could make one triangle be one color and the other triangle be a different color. So I'm trying to get green triangle congruent to blue triangle. Let's see if I can do it. All I was given is a circle. Oh, if I'm a circle, I think radii are congruent. So pretty much all of those things will be congruent. I'm missing one more thing. Oh, what kind of angles are these? You guessed it, vertical angles. So I'll be able to get that angle congruent to that angle. Then I'll get the triangles congruent by SAS, and then I'll get the parts congruent by CPCTC. All right, so let's mark it up. Again, I like to go in SAS order. That's just the way I do it. So let me start. We're given circle P, given. So I'll just go, doesn't matter, so AP is congruent to, I'll just go over here, CP. And that would be if radii, then congruent. Then I'm going to do the vertical angles. So that would be sides. Then for the angles, I'm going to get angle, I'll call it CPD, congruent to angle APB. If va, then congruent. If vertical angles, then congruent. That would be the angle. And then I'll go back to the sides again with the radii. Most people would do it in the same step, but again, I wanted to spell out SAS. So I did AP to CP. Now I'll do PB to PD. Again, if radii, then congruent. So now you can clearly see I'm going to have some sassy triangles. So triangle, I guess I could call this APB, is congruent to triangle. So once I call it APB, I've got to match it up. Whatever, I'll go CPD. And that would be by SAS. And then once again, get triangles first and then parts next. So I'm looking for a C and a D, that's first and last, to an A and a B, that's first and last, so that does correspond. So I'll just write it that way. So AB is congruent to CD, and that would be CPCTC. Okay, hopefully you're getting the hang of it. Let's check out over here. Example 2, given circles A and B, again I'll be thinking of some radii being congruent. Prove that angles CBA, and again I like to put question marks right at the get-go so I can get my thought process. CBA is this angle, congruent to DBA, that's that angle. Oh, right away I'm seeing a top triangle and a bottom triangle. Get those triangles congruent, then get the parts congruent. Again, if you're a visual person, we'll go in different colors here. So I want to get blue triangle congruent to green triangle. All right, let's see how I can do that. Oh, how about this? This radius is the same as that radius from circle A. This radius is the same as that radius in circle B. And you guessed it, AB in blue is congruent to AB in green by the reflexive property. The triangles will then be congruent by SSS, and the parts will be congruent by CPCTC. Do that first, then write down your proof. Do the thinking, then do the writing. Game over. All right, so again, SSS order, doesn't really matter. I'll probably do the radii first. So circle A, I guess what I could do is follow from that. So from circle A, I got AC to be congruent to AD. Oh, this was given, by the way. If radii then congruent, I'll go circle B. That was given. Again, the way I do the proofs, I like to do logical steps. From this, I got this. From this, I'll get this. Most teachers and students would probably put both circles in that step, but again, I like to show my logic. So circle B was given. From circle B, I got CB congruent to DB. I'll just go BC to BD. If radii then congruent, I'm going to need to add some extra steps because I split that. So again, this was an S, this was an S. I'll get my AB to AB. AB is congruent to AB, reflexive. That's my other S. I'm running out of room here, so I'll go up above so you can see it. I apologize for that. So I think it could fit one more step in here. So 6, triangle. And since I want to get angle CBA, sometimes I'm going to call it triangle CBA. I find it fun to match the letters that way. So I'll go triangle CBA. Once I go CBA, then I'm stuck with DBA for the matching. And that would be by triangles congruent by SSS. And then finally, step 7, I'm going to get the parts that I care about. Angle CBA is congruent to angle DBA. And the reason would be CPCTC. So there you have it. 2 more proofs using CPCTC. Say it 3 times fast.